So let's take this right down. Well, he brought us to a good spot. He's got goats picked out already, so a little steep, but at least there's something there at the end of the hike, so should be pretty fun. Two billies. A long ways up there. Told him we wanted some flat ones right off the bat so we could kind of get in training before we had to scale them. So he brought us to the steepest spot, he said, out here. He says it's not the steepest spot.
We would go down into the creek here. There's a horse trail, runs all the way up the creek along beside it. That's a fairly deep creek just on this side of it. We would go up the creek bed all the way up past them and then come back either at their height or even possibly, depending on how the tree cover was, possibly down into the trees a little bit and work our way around until we could see them again. The problem there is the backside of that is, well, we're looking at the not steep side from here. The backside's basically a vertical drop off of there, so it's kind of a case of you might get up there and get one, but it may not stay there. And we'll look for something better before we go chasing those.
All right. You just said we're going to get some easier ones.
No, I said somewhere less likely to fall off the mountain.
I got 2,300 yards to the far ones, 1,700 yards to that ridge.
That's 600.
That's 600 yards. You throw 100 for the angle. That's 700 yards. That's doable. And it's really not that hard for the ridge.
There, no. Yeah, no. Hop, skip, and a jump.
We go up there and take a look at it and see if we like it or not. Mm-hmm. You make the call.
We can go have a look at it. You're supposed to get a good look at it.
About that time of day when everything's laying down, so it's gonna be pretty rough. They're up there though.
Oh, we're still glassing for goats. You kind of want to see them, but then again, you kind of don't want to see them. It's a heck of a hike up there to the top. Just barely starting to get my eyes in shape to spot them. It's pretty tricky. They hang on those shelves, and it's not like you see this big old white goat up there. You're just looking for little pieces of them poking out over the edge. It works the glass.
We'll give it a go. See what happens.
You game?
Oh, I'm always game. I will climb things for no apparent reason.
But I'd rather carry a rifle I can shoot when I get there.
We keep him between the guide and us, that way he doesn't get behind. I'm Mike Davidson, production manager at Gunwerks. Now our rifles are designed to shoot out of the box to 1,000 yards. One step in that process is just to verify that our BDC turrets are zeroed. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today using our new G7 scope. Now I've already got a group printed out here on the steel at 700 yards. Measuring with the G7 reticle, I know that I'm hitting a minute of angle low. Because each click is worth a quarter of a minute of angle, I need to come up 4 clicks. After you've made the correction, now it's time to zero your turret. You can do that by just taking an Allen wrench, loosening these 2 screws, and turning your turret back to the range that you're zeroing it at, in this case 700 yards. Once it's zeroed, retighten the screws and you're ready to go. Because the G7 scope tracks perfectly, I'm confident that this BDC is zeroed and my rifle's ready to go. I've got a piece of steel out here at 950 yards. I'm just going to dial the 950 now and pull the trigger. "950 yards, that's just what I expected. This rifle's ready to shoot 1,000 yards out of the box. I'm Mike Davidson, and that's how to zero your BDC turret.
We're going to use a ballistics program to calculate and then print a drop chart that you can use to compensate for drop and wind. The first thing you need to do is go to g7.com. Then go to the ballistics program. Now we have an interface that allows you to log on and store all your ballistic profiles, and it's a very simple thing to create an account. First thing that we need to do is configure your load data. Essentially that is your bullet and your muzzle velocity. Now you can pick your bullet from a chart, or you can pick a factory load that has the bullet and the muzzle velocity. We're going to use the Berger 168 VLD with a 617 BC. We're going to run that 3,025 feet per second. Our range elevation is about 4,375 in feet, but our temperature is going to be more like 30 degrees. Now that's the main environmental data that you need to have, but we also want to verify that we have some wind inputs. Now this wind input will allow you to pick the direction and the speed. So we're going to set 3 o'clock wind, 10 mile per hour. Now finally we need to configure your sighting data. Scope height, that's center of bore to center of scope. Zero range is where you zero your gun to hit. We're going to zero that at 200. And then we're ready to calculate a drop chart. Now you can configure this drop chart for any range. We're going to make 1,000 yards and recalculate that. And this gives me my output for drop and wind deflection. You can configure this for click information or inches, mils, etc. And you can see the inputs here, wind speeds 10 mile an hour at 3 o'clock, etc. So I have my drop and wind calibrated in minutes of angle out to 1,000 yards. I'm ready to print my drop chart. It's that easy. I'm Aaron Davidson. That is calculating and printing a drop chart, and now you can do it yourself. I got 2,300 yards to the far ones, 1,700 yards to that ridge.
That's 600.
That's 600 yards. You throw 100 for the angle. 700 yards. That's doable. And it's really not that hard for the ridge.
There, no. Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump.
We go up there and take a look at it and see if we like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
You make the call.
We can go have a look at it.
You know, we were telling Warren about our guns and how they shoot, and he's pretty skeptical. It would have been nice to take a minute just to stop and shoot a little bit. First, to double check the gun, and second, just to build confidence that everybody knows what the possibilities are, and so we know how we can hunt together. But I'm getting a little excited, a little pressure too, after telling Warren about how they work. Now I'm under the gun.
As long as we don't get rocked on the way around, then we're still on a good plan program, right?
Mm-hmm. You know, provided the goats are still there and it doesn't start to snow and, you know, a few variables.
We're just about to peek around the corner where we saw them last, and then we'll probably have to go up about another 1,000 feet, so hopefully they're not sitting there staring at us, but we'll get around the corner and see if they're there. But they should just be right up here in the top of this drop behind us, so we'll see how it goes, I guess.
I feel like I just climbed a mountain. We're about 7,000 feet. From about 3.
Get back around this corner and stay low and get up as far as we can.
700 to the mountain, and it's 200 to the top of that ridge right there.
Yeah. 500 yards, no wind. That's doable. Right now it's this way. We got goats about 500 yards over the knob there. We got all of our stuff out. Mike's been checking the wind. It keeps switching. It's across up this canyon and then pretty quick it's straight at him. So we'll have to watch that real close when we get up on top there. We still got this one goat up there pinning us down.
It's that white spot just right up there. That sharp jag up the skyline. Just down to the right. Just a little.
Oh man, he's way out there. That's exactly where he was yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't move very far. Yeah.
Our guide doesn't like to shoot them up there because either they fall or they don't fall. And either way, that's bad.
It's 500 to the base.
I got 2,300 yards to the far ones, 1,700 yards to that ridge.
600.
That's 600 yards. You throw 100 for the angle, 700 yards. That's doable. And it's really not that hard to the ridge.
There, no. Yeah,
No.
hop, skip, and a jump.
We go up there and take a look at it and see if we like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
You make the call.
We can go have a look at it.
We got goats about 500 yards over the knob there. We got all of our stuff out. Mike's been checking the wind. It keeps switching. It's across up this canyon and then pretty quick it's straight at him. So we'll have to watch that real close when we get up on top there. We still got this one goat up there pinning us down. That one up there's the 11-inch one.
We don't want to look at it. Because we can't do anything about it.
You're saying you don't climb cliffs like that, huh?
You can go up there with me.
Wind situation right there.
It won't be up on top of the cliff after you finish it. It'll be right down there in the rocks. But these ones are pretty good. I mean, they're on a pretty steep slope. You could roll a little bit, but it's not drops or anything. So If you want, right now you can have a peek through my scope, just ease up behind it and have a look. It's on. Stay down. Perfect. Come on, sit still. Where did he fall off of up there?
I don't think it's too steep. Woo! Thanks for spotting for me, bro.
Yeah, good shot.
The wind was really tricky here because, you know, it'd blow up and then all of a sudden it's blowing up the canyon. Then we had that rain and that hail coming down for a minute. And I kept waiting for him to turn his head because 2 minutes of wind was the difference between shooting off of this side of him or shooting him in the nose and then shooting clear back in the gut. So I kind of waited till he turned his head real good.
Oh, looks perfect.
Shot a little bit high anyways, but
Good job, man.
worked out.
Sweet.
But I did hold about 2 minutes of wind on that.
Ripping up through that canyon a little
Dead
better.
on, left to right.
Good. He got messy and he bruised his eyeball there. I'm glad he didn't knock a horn off. He only tumbled about 50 yards. Hey, thanks, man. That was a great hunt.
Congratulations, good shot.
We're only about 4,000 foot up here. A little different than last year. Mike killed his goat at 550 last year. We hunted from up down. Here we're hunting from down up, so it was quite a bit more work. But it's a good trophy. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Warren.
Congratulations.
Boy, it's nice. Nice and dirty. We better get him skinned out before that hide collects much more water, I think.
Yeah, and with the snow.
And the snow.
Get off of here before it gets too snowy.
It's been a typical worst case goat hunt here, hasn't it?
Well, it started off looking good this morning, but it's kind of, weather's turned a little bit on us. It's gone a little downhill, but we got the job done and we can rest easy tonight. So
It's gonna be warm back at the cabin, that's for sure. 5 years old, it's a good billy. It's a good trophy. We earned it.
Huh.
That's not too bad, you split it 3 ways.
No, that's a heck of a lot. You're gonna bring 3 people every time now. I could jog down with it.
Well, 4:30, we got 3 hours probably if we went fast.
I don't, not even.
Okay, we're not going fast, it's 4 hours.
It's as long as it takes.
Alright.
Put weight on people, sometimes they slow down and sometimes they don't.